I, Mansi Shah, welcome you to the K.R. Doshi College online lecture series. Today, I conduct my lecture for BCom Semester 6 English Medium. The topic is Indian Financial System. So, first of all, we need to understand that what is financial system. The financial system is those system which creates a link between savings and investment for the creation of wealth. I repeat, financial system is those system which creates a link between savings and investment for the creation of wealth. So now we will see what are the structure of our Indian financial system. So it mainly divides into four main components, that is financial institutions, financial market, financial instruments and financial services. So let's learn it in brief. So number one is financial institution. You will surely ask, what does it mean? So the financial institutions are intermediaries of financial markets, which facilitates financial transactions between individuals and financial customers. If we understand it in a very simple language, then it says that it is an organization that collects money from individuals and invests the same into financial assets. I repeat, it collects money from individuals and invests the same into financial assets. You have surely heard about stocks, bonds, bank deposit, loans, etc. So this all are comes under the financial assets. There can be two type of financial institutions, namely banking institutions and other is non-banking institutions. So here the question arises that what is banking institution? The institutions are like what you have seen around yours, that is different banks. So what it does? So the question arises what it does. It collects your money and give it as an advance loans to their customers and charge the interest on it. If you deposit your money into it, then in return they will give you interest money on your principal amount. Let's understand this by one example. If you deposited your 1 lakh rupees as an FD in your bank account at the rate of 6%, then what the bank will do? Then the bank will invest this money, or he will give as an advance to the another person as a loan at the rate of 9% interest. So here the difference of 3%, that is the profit that becomes the profit for the banks. The four types of banks are exist today in the market, namely commercial banks, cooperative banks, RRBs and foreign banks. So the commercial banks are those banks whose aim is to earn profit only. Cooperative banks aim is to help society and provide the finance. RRB's aim is to work in rural areas of Indian country, provide them finance. The another one is the foreign banks. Let's look at the another type, which is non-banking financial institution. They are not collect money, but they are selling their financial products to their customers. For an example, mutual funds, insurance, brokerage firms, etc. So I think you have heard about all of them. They are not selling their products. They are selling their products such as car insurance, health insurance, etc. And they are earning commission on that. So now let's understand our second component, that is financial markets. So let's learn about it. It is a marketplace where buyers and sellers participate in trading of different assets such as shares, bonds, currencies and other financial instruments. Means buyers and sellers come and participate in trading, and they are buying and selling shares or other financial instruments under this financial markets. So You have heard about the people who are purchasing and selling shares and debentures or bonds in the stock market. So it is generally come under this financial market. This financial market will divide into two components, that is capital market and money market. So let's learn the difference about the capital market and money market. The market in which the securities are purchased and sell for the longer period, then we termed it as an capital market. So in capital market, the securities are buying and sell for the longer period of time, that is more than 1 year. This market, that is capital market, divides into sub two markets, that is primary market and secondary market. So let's understand what is primary market. The primary market is the market where the company directly sells their securities to their customers for the first time, and another is secondary market where the securities are buy and sell in the stock market. The best example of the secondary market is NSE Limited, like you are selling and buying your securities in NSE or BSE Limited. Second is money market. So what is money market? Money market is a market which is for the short term, which is for to collect the short term funds. Means if you require the short term funds, then you can collect it from the money market. This way money market has also divided into two types, that is organized market and unorganized market. So what will come under this organized market? RBI, banks, settlement houses are come under this organized market. And unorganized market includes money lenders, endogenous bankers, cheat funds, etc. So these are come under the unorganized market. So basically if we see, then it mainly divides into two markets, that is capital market and money market. Capital market subdivided into two, that is primary market and secondary market, and money market divided into two sub markets, that is organized market and unorganized market. Now our third component comes, that is financial services. These are of two types, namely fee based and fund based. So what is fund based services and what it includes? So the fund based services includes leasing, hire purchase, insurance, etc. services. And secondly we see the fee based services, which includes issue management, credit rating, merchant banking, etc. They are charging fees for providing that type of services, and fund based services charge their funds. Our fourth component is financial instruments. It is generally for the shorter period, and these instruments are easily converted into the form of money. Means if you have financial instrument, then you will easily convert it into the form of money. The instrument includes treasury bills, COD, commercial paper, call money, etc. So let's understand these instruments one by one. So the first is call or notice money. It is always demand for shorter period. When the lent for a day, then it is known as call money. Means if you are lending your money for a day, then it is known as a call money. For an example, Union Bank requires rupees 5 crore to show as the balance to meet their daily legal requirements. So it takes money from the another bank, let's say from the SBI. So the SBI lend the money to the Union Bank. So it is for the day. So it is called as call money. But if it is more than a day and less than days, then it is termed as notice money. And this type of transactions are generally done into different banks. Then you think, what is the requirement for doing this? To meet the daily legal requirement, this type of instruments are being used, and no collateral requirements for this type of transactions. So our second instrument is term money. It is the same as we have learned in above instrument. It cannot allowed it beyond the 14 days. So our third instrument is treasury bills. So let's understand what is treasury bills. When the Indian government requires money, then on behalf of government, RBI issues treasury. Always remember, government does not issue treasury bills. RBI has the power to issue this type of treasury bills. The bills are of 14 days, 91 days, 182 days or 364 days. In short, it is for less than a year. It issues on discount and after stated period or on a maturity period, the face value is being paid to their holder. In this, always government promise to pay the amount at the expiry period. If we see, then government will take rupees 50,000 to 20,000 crore rupees by the way of treasury bills in a year. So our next instrument is certificate of deposit. So what is it? It is generally a promissory note for funds deposited at the bank by their customers. Means if you are depositing your funds into a banks, then they are giving you a promissory note, then it is called as certificate of deposit. And we understand our last instrument, that is commercial paper. So what is commercial paper and how it is issued? The commercial papers is generally issued at the discounted price, and after maturity period they will give you a principal amount. So here our financial instruments are ended and we have learned well. Hope you have learned it and clear about the concept of Indian financial system and their instruments and how it is works. Thank you.